All right, and thanks for tuning back into To Be Fair, a podcast hosted by Erin Jordan Peterson, and that happens to be me right here. And of course, joining me tonight is lovely co-host Lisa Forstall. What you
Hi,
doing?
everyone. Just loving
And
my Sunday.
yes, oh, fun day, and we've got a special guest today, Sir Stephen Rice. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How are y'all?
Oh my God, I'm so excited for this episode. You have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, Queen Buffy.
Um, Lisa and I bonded over what we're about to talk about, so it's going to be really great tonight. This is an episode that has been in the making since we started talking about doing this podcast because we had to talk about our favoriteest thing in the entire world, which, well, I mean, I have a lot of favorite things, but this is still on the top level.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it would be our fandom of the one and only Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I feel like I wanted to
Yes.
be a really dramatic moment there, but I
Yeah.
couldn't bring it to it. Like I didn't know how. I want to learn. I want to learn how
You
to
tried.
edit. I really want to learn how to. I'm trying to learn how to edit my videos. I have Premiere Pro. Yeah, you
It's a
guys
lot of work.
do
That's
you
why.
not put a lot of that in it yet either?
No.
No.
I don't even have videos. I don't use my videos. I'm like,
Oh, you don't?
no, I'm
Oh,
like, that's too much work. Sorry.
I figure why not use my videos? Why not? I'm trying to
It's
really get
smart.
into that other platform. We
Hmm.
have the opportunity. Why not? So, but I know I've done other podcasts where we do this here, but they're really only recording the audio.
Yeah.
Or that's all they care about. And that's cool, but I like the opportunity to be able to be seen too, especially because I look so fabulous now.
Yeah.
So Buffy has been a very important part, and as I've been planning for this episode, and in the last couple days, as I've been rewatching some of my favorite episodes and really getting prepared. And then today I watched the 20th anniversary reunion special that's on Prime. You can find it from Entertainment
Oh,
Weekly. And they go through the whole series in just this beautiful way that I was like, this basically porn I was watching at
yeah.
that moment. It wasn't sexual, Lisa. Good God.
No,
Um,
it was
but
intellectual porn. It
Yeah.
was,
yes, it made me,
or something.
it hit all the nostalgia buttons that I needed
Yeah.
push today.
Yeah.
And it like there was a few moments I'll discuss in the episode, but our big thing that I want to get right out of the way so then we can just have the glorified conversation of the world of Buffy the Vampire Slayer is I asked us all to come up with our top three Buffy big bads, and I want us to talk about those right away because the big bads are some of the most inventive characters I've ever seen on TV in certain ways because of how they actually worked them into the series. And so,
Hmm.
Miss Lisa, we'll let ladies first go. What is your number three?
Lady. You're more of a lady than I am. Let's not get carried away.
Well, you know what? Currently, that's what you're identifying as. So,
Oh, touche. Touche.
okay.
Um, Glory.
Glory's your number
I feel
three?
like,
Not
three.
number
Sorry,
one.
I didn't know we were going in order. I'm sorry, I didn't know we were going in order. No.
Okay. I was trying to go with
three?
number three in a countdown. Huh?
Okay, sorry, I misunderstood.
Sorry.
So, oh man, I didn't know it had to be a specific order. That's not fair.
Well, I twisted on you. You know, there's a plot twist.
I know. So I'm gonna go. Okay, so the mayor then.
The mayor is your number three. That's a good choice into having your top three, I think.
Yeah.
Mayor Wilkins.
Yeah, he was. I just love him,
He was the
and it's
first.
kind of like a big bad combo because of Faith. Like it's a
Yeah.
dual nemesis situation.
Well, they had to do that. They had to really do that because the mayor wasn't going to be someone she was physically fighting. They had to give her the one that she was going to have the physical duels. And it was
Yeah.
perfect to put in another vampire slayer that
Mhm.
had that darkness that we were going to see expand out through that whole season and what Buffy was going to really grow into and realize that darkness inside of the Slayer.
Right.
And I loved it because that's where, if I wasn't already a fan from season 1 and 2, which I was, season 3 really just locked it in. Like I was gung-ho, not going to stop watching the show, and it better get renewed as much as possible. And that was because of that dynamic with Faith, and we had Angel back. I love how we're in season 3. This is season 3 is fine. That's because yeah, that was a very important season for Buffy,
yeah.
for my part of the fandom. And Mayor was, when you say the Mayor, I really did like him as a.
I just like how he's so neat and tidy and clean, and he's just this
He'd
evil.
fit in really well right now, wouldn't he?
Yes, yes.
All right.
Well, you know,
We'll probably talk a little bit more about him when we get into the lineage of the seasons or the line of the seasons. Steven, how about your for 3?
It was actually kind of the same, but I paired Faith and the Mayor together.
Yeah, I like it.
And I Faith was just, and I knew because when she first, oh gosh, I'm blanking on that actress's name.
Eliza Dushku.
Yeah, I was like, she's from Bring It On.
Yes.
It was such a different character, and I was like,
yeah, I think she did Bring It On after, though.
I think, yeah. But I think I saw Bring It On first.
Yeah, this is what brought her. Well, that's true because you're young. But this is what brought her into notoriety, though.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Was that I remember seeing her in True Lies with.
That too. Yeah, I saw that later. Yeah.
And Jamie Lee Curtis, she was their daughter. Yeah. And then I think she did another movie that I liked as a kid, and then all of a sudden, she's this badass new Slayer in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and I was like, oh my god, there's a new Slayer.
That's what. Yeah.
Kendra died. Spoilers.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
Yeah. If you haven't watched it in like 20 years that
ever, or right. And even if you haven't watched it in 20 years, if you don't remember that, then are you really a fan?
Right.
Right. All right, so I guess we need to talk about my number 3. Would have to be Angelus.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the reason he's my number 3 is because he was an important character. I think it was a really good and interesting story arc to have, like, this never never to be able to have a love story, this tragic how do you call it? Unrequited? No, it's not unrequited. It's totally requited. God, I'm trying to think. But like a damn.
It's like Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah,
like Romeo and Juliet. Like it's
a tragic romance that will just never be. But they're clearly meant to be.
Yeah,
but it's just cursed.
Yeah.
And that was because Angel was cursed. Like, it was very fascinating to see this. Ooh, okay, so we got a good vampire. I mean, clearly, it was network television. Even at 13, when that series started, it was predictable for me. Yes, I was 13, Stephen. Which, how old were you then?
So was I. That would have made him 3. 3.
That's fine because he. I remember when the series started, and honestly, I saw advertisements for it a lot of times because my mom watched Seventh Heaven.
Oh my gosh!
Oh yes,
and that was the WB was just coming into being.
Oh yeah, that's I forgot they were both on WB.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep. The WB was
what a parallel, like Seventh Heaven to Buffy.
Well, that was actually something I really got to find out by watching the 20th anniversary thing today. They talked about how Buffy was pretty much the thing that set the WB into its motion.
Yeah.
Here it is. They've started that teenage, because Joss Whedon made a teen drama and a sci-fi show on TV that was relatable to teenage angst at that moment. And that was what the WB was going for. And boom, that led to Dawson's Creek and Charmed and so on and so forth for all that WB lineup for all of my high school days. I mean, I will tell you. But so obviously season 1 of Buffy, you see the storyline of Angel and her and like this flirtation and this passion that's building up between the two of them. And so you're like, okay, cool. We're going to see a love story between, a vampire slayer and a vampire. It clearly needs to happen.
Yeah.
I think
forbidden love.
What?
Forbidden love.
Yeah, forbidden. There it is.
Yes.
And so, of course, then in season 2, when we're learning a lot more of Angel's, like how he began his origins, and we got to see a ton of it in the season finale, because, of course, there's the curse that Angel is cursed with a soul, and if he ever has true happiness, which of course he did because him and Buffy did the whammy, you know, this is what happens. And so I love that conflict that they put into the story for that. Like, even though I hated it, because I'm like, all I wanted them was to be together, because I'm like,
Yeah.
you're rooting for it. And so when you see him become the bad guy and how much of a toxic man he becomes to Buffy, like he like
Gross.
literally goes from like this pet that is just adoring her to like, I am going to destroy your soul. Like the whole season was, he didn't want to kill her, he wanted to destroy her. And it was just so interesting to see that dynamic of how a relationship in reality can work, and this they put into this like you know, fantasy world, like how like this poor 16-year-old girl is just like torn apart by her first love, who happens to be a like sadistic vampire from like 200 years prior. Crazy.
Right.
So yeah, he had to be in my top.
Just high school problems.
You know, well, you know, boys.
If they only knew what we went through.
Yeah.
And I think I did appreciate
man.
it in that same sense, being a little gay boy in a small town in Reamer, Minnesota, when I couldn't even talk to other people about being a little gay boy in Reamer, Minnesota. And we have this whole thing of like, they can't be together. Like
Right.
I really related to that, and I never thought about how much I related to that. And so this is very interesting watching Lisa walk around.
Sorry. My phone's almost dead. My phone's almost dead. I need to get something where I can put my phone and be stationary, because otherwise it just looks like I'm going around and around in a dryer.
We could have left this. We could have had a cliffhanger.
I know.
I'm very unprofessional. That's why I'm the sidekick.
She does. There's always, every episode, Steven has something with her. There's something, and
It happens.
Oh
yeah. I think it's part of the thing now. It's part of
Yeah.
like, now will the listeners think that we're faking it, or
Right. Gonna have to go see the
yeah, did we rehearse
video.
this? So Angel was my number 3. All right, Lisa, number 2.
I don't want to pick. Well, I hate being like super cliche, feeling like I'm super cliche.
Well, if you're worried that other people are going to judge you, you're not a true Buffy fan.
Well, I could give a shit what people think. I mean, sorry. Is it okay to use grown-up language? I don't know.
Are you a grown-up?
No. Okay, so I have to say Willow.
Oh, that's a plot twist.
Yeah,
that is a plot twist, because we're talking right now here. This is another important person to Buffy.
Yeah,
go with it, Lisa. Give me your reason.
Oh, my reason, it's just because from season 1, when she's the girl who is the quiet, nerdy girl getting bullied, you know, wearing striped socks and plaid jumper,
a ginger,
kind of, you know, just a ginger,
socially awkward,
super awkward, in love with her best friend, blah blah blah, you know. And as you watch her grow through the seasons, I mean, in season 2, you know, like you were saying with Angel or Angelus, that she recurses him, which is a lot of foresight on Joss's part. Considering how long
I mean, you knew where she was going.
Yeah. She had to have something other than the books, you know.
Right.
And they needed a witch on the team. It just made sense.
Yeah. And so just to watch her character grow throughout the seasons, and then for that addiction piece of how easy power can just twist your mind and change even the purest of hearts into just darkness and destitute, you know. And the fact that she went completely evil for love, it's kind of the opposite of Angelus. You know, in an odd way, like,
well, and hers was
odd parallels.
Hers was in that, just like you said, is coming from a point of addiction. I mean, that whole buildup was all because she was addicted to using magic. I mean, that's why she lost her girlfriend. That's why, you know, and then of course when her girlfriend gets shot and killed, I mean, I'm gonna say if I ever had
Spoiler
access,
alert.
if I ever had access to the magics that Willow had and some of the things that I've been through in my life, I can't say I would have been very responsible with them either.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So,
Anybody
so
that says that they could be completely responsible with the power of magic is full of
yeah,
dog crap.
especially what she had going on for her.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yep.
And I found that like I didn't foresee that coming in the series, even though I should have. I was really good at being able to predict, even though I mean everything was leading up. I didn't know it was going to be such an epic, like she was going to be the big bad of that season.
Right.
I mean,
Exactly.
I was curious on what was going to happen. I mean, I'm like, okay, so 3 nerds are the big bad of season 6. You know,
Yeah.
the
Oh,
one
and I love them.
I did.
I
I mean,
love the
they were
trio.
great characters. They were great characters. Sadly, they're not on my top 3. The trio,
Well,
They're
that's
not.
understandable. They're like a
but
subgenre.
but they're an adorable ones that really were great antagonists.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're comedic relief, really.
Yeah,
They're like
with
it's like having a sliver. They're like having a sliver, like you
yeah.
can't get to.
So yeah, so then you've got, but they're the ones that led up to. I mean, Willow wouldn't have gone all the way dark if it hadn't have been for. Oh crap! Why am I forgetting his name? The 3 nerds. There's Jonathan, Andrew,
And then the guy that was actually evil.
the one that actually shot, the one that made robots, the one that shot Buffy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that killed his girlfriend.
I literally am just watching season 6 right now and it's bugging me. I'm looking it up.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
It's gonna be something super basic too. Like
Yeah. If it's like Steve, I'm gonna
it's not you.
Adam?
No, Adam
No,
was
that's
season
season
4
4.
villain.
Oh, that's right.
You know what though? It was a toss up for me between Willow and the Initiative, because the Initiative was they were pretty they were rough.
Now is the Initiative
Manipulation and
is Initiative the big bad or is Adam the big bad?
I think the Initiative is the big bad because it's the government. Call me a conspiracy theorist.
That's, I mean, the government's always the big bad. Real life and in Buffyverse.
Yes.
Warren.
I guess
Warren.
That's
not a common name.
It is not a common
That's
name.
fair.
So I'm fair. It's fair that I didn't remember that so easly. Warren.
Yeah.
His name was
Yes,
Lisa.
we could.
If his name was
easier.
like Bob, I would have been like, well, we suck.
So
This is Rick.
Yeah.
then there's okay, so yours was
Willow.
Dark Willow. All right. So that great choice. I wanted to put her on my list. I really did, but I was like, I can't have 2 of the main character big bads. But
Yeah.
that was my rule for myself, not
That's
the
fair.
rule for
That's
the
fair.
show. All right, Steven, number 2.
For me, I don't even know if she's considered a big bad, but it's somebody that with the acting and just her terrified me as a child.
Harmony. I really hope you don't.
Oh God, no.
Okay.
Oh, I was like, oh, I hope he does. Like,
She just like I don't think I've ever seen this actress in anything else, but I would always see
Drusilla, isn't it?
it's Drusilla.
he's a beast, man. I totally get that.
Scared me as a child. I was just like, how do I? Amazing acting.
Considerably, she would be considered a big bad. She
Okay,
actually
good.
was considered to be. They weren't going to keep Spike.
Yeah.
Drusilla, but not Spike. Yeah, I
Good.
remember this. I mean, a little bit of an obsessed fan that I remember. Spike wasn't supposed to last more than like 4 episodes.
Oh, that's right. I remember. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. But too many fans demanded it, and so.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
I see why she terrified you as a child, though, because
Oh yeah.
not only did she have no soul, but she was already crazy because of Angel.
Angel drove
driving
her
her
crazy.
insane.
You see her origin story in Becoming Part 1 and 2 for the
Mhm.
season finale of season 2. Those have to be some of my favorite episodes. Is the 2-part season finale.
Oh,
I remember it being marketed on live TV. Sorry, Steven, you won't remember this, but when they were advertising the season 2 finale, I remember it being like a 2-hour season finale event this Tuesday, and I'd be like, I'm gonna be there. I was there.
If it makes you feel better, Steve, I don't remember the live commercial broadcast either.
I do.
Yeah.
I have locked in. It doesn't matter if they're 20 years, 20 some years now ago. I have locked those memories in. I don't know why. I just have. Why do you
Life-changing.
want to talk about this? Because it's just sitting there,
Yeah.
sitting there locked in there. And that I'm glad Buffy was very important
Oh, yeah.
to my childhood. And I like that you picked Drusilla as your number 2 because it's hard to figure out the big bads of season 2 because of course Angelus
There was yeah.
was the plot twist one.
Right.
Spike wasn't supposed to be one. It was supposed to
Mhm.
be Drusilla and Angel were going to do this together, but
Yeah.
Spike was just too important to the fans,
Right.
you know.
What
And that
really got oh, sorry.
go for it.
I was gonna say what really got me with Drusilla was I think it was in season 4 when they put the judge together.
That's season 2.
Oh, was it?
Yep.
Why did I think it was season 4? I don't know. But when they
Drusilla's
put the
not in
judge
season 4.
together and everybody was getting ready for the party and she like tries to talk to her dead bird and she like freaks out about
She's
the
like,
flowers being wrong.
yeah.
And it's just like,
Yeah.
you're special
Petrified.
kind of sick.
Yeah.
Like, man, even being a big bad with you, you don't want to cross her because she is zero care about any life.
You get to see more of her storyline play out in Angel. If you watch the spinoff. Did you
Yeah.
watch Angel?
I did not watch.
You're
I didn't
so
finish
lucky
it.
that you
Shamefully.
should.
I know I should. Everybody says, but I'm just like, I want a female in the main character.
I mean, you get to see Cordelia grow like into
Oh, that's right. Oh,
badass.
Until it gets really weird, but
it does there is that like really weird during season 3 and 4 that really just goes really weird, but it's kind of endearing. Anyway, we're not talking about Angel.
Right. Anyways.
But there are some characters from Buffy that got extra like character development in Angel. So
okay.
So then there's okay. So
who's
my
your
number
second?
2.
Yeah.
My number 2 was going to be Adam. When you said the initiative, that's why I was like, okay. I really kind of liked season 4 is actually, with the exception of things in season 5 that I like, season 4 is my favorite season. It was the point where Buffy was starting to have to separate herself from high school and separate herself from the old version of herself, Angel and everything. I mean, that's why she's dating good boy Riley now, who happens to not be
so good.
And we find out like that this whole initiative, this whole government operation that somehow knows about all the vampires and demons. It's, I wonder if that's something that, like, if these creatures really existed, if the government would try to contain and
for sure.
How is that even a question?
100%.
Area 51. Hello.
Yeah.